What is up, you guys? Welcome to day 6. You are here. Today is my favorite thing to do. I do this for myself. I do this with my coaches. I've done this with you guys through different daily grind series. This is your gut check. So we are going into the end of the first week. I mean, if you were here on day 0, technically you've been here for 7 days. So let's go through a real talk, no fluff, no BS, positive, realistic, yet I'm not perfect gut check. Cool? Remember the rules? So let's kick things off with this. And I swear, if I see 110 in the live chat, I can't. I will climb through and come find you. Here's why. If you've never heard me say this, if you rate yourself like 100%, like 10 out of 10, you've left zero room for growth, and the next couple of weeks are going to be really freaking boring. And if you rate yourself out of 10, you better have like, I don't even know, a palace on the beach and like an island somewhere living your best dang life of ever. If you're here to grow. So that's my point. Cool? So there better not be a 10 out of 10. It can be like a 9.5. You could be like super happy, but like there's still some stuff that you're like hungry for. Cool? Always remain hungry. So, are you guys ready? So we're going to go through a couple of gut check questions, just assessing your current life situation, where you're at, how you're feeling, really. Cool? Not I'm going to sugarcoat this because I don't want anybody to know. Like, where are you really? It's the only way you can change. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? How pleased are you with your current life situation? Just life as a whole bubble. Go with your gut. Cool? Drop it in the live chat. Drop it down below. Write it in your notebook. On a scale of 1 to 10, how pleased are you with your current life situation? Cool? Now that that's done, hopefully that was pretty simple and quick to do. We're going to talk about 2 things. One of them might sting a little bit. But if it stings, it's good because that means change is coming. So number 1, well, technically number 2, because the scale of 1 to 10 was your first question. So number 2, what are you the most proud of? This can be in the past year when you're reflecting back on the past year. This can be something that you did this week. This can be something that you did 2 years ago. But in your life, what are 3 things? So just go 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C if you want. What are 3 things that you are the most proud of? So those of you that are parents, it can be your kids. If you've got like a great promotion that just happened, amazing. If you got into the best shape of your life and you are just feeling incredible about yourself, yes. If you just landed like a great partner, get it. Yes. Like, what are you just like, damn, I did good. That's like a real thing, by the way. Like, you've got to take those moments, and I've shared this before, you got to take those moments for yourself and be like, I did good. That's my thing. If I really try and just pause and pop the, mythical bottle of champagne. You don't have to actually do it every single time, but just, in your mind, just be like, I did that. So what are the 3 things that you are the most proud of? Cool. You don't have to do a ton of writing on this, just 3 things. It can be like my kids, my new relationship, my body. Cool. You don't have to overcomplicate it, but I want you to feel that moment of pride. If you're feeling happy, you probably have like a little bit of pep in your step right now. Now I'm going to deflate it real quick. But the point of this is that I think that you should always be leading with what you do have, because I think that it's so easy for us to be like, everything's a disaster and I suck. You don't. And we're definitely going to prove that to you over the next couple weeks. It's going to be amazing. You're not even ready. But what I want you to try and do is focus on what you have accomplished and how you can keep going. Things are going to come up. It's going to be a little roller coaster, but there could be areas that you can improve on. So my next question is not, what are areas you can improve on? Because that's like way too, we're going to be a bit more savage than that. What are you the most self-conscious of? So yesterday we talked about that party, like you're going to either a high school reunion or a family gathering or what might it be? What is the 3 things that you are the most self-conscious of? When meeting people, just with yourself, what bothers you about your current life situation? 3 things, 3 big things. And if this gets emotional, even better. Because if it's hitting home and you have that moment of like, I will not tolerate that anymore, that's how you create change. So I've gotten to those points where I don't even want to call it rock bottom, because a lot of people think it needs to be like this devastating blow for you to create change. It can, and it can be incredible. But sometimes it can just be the day where you draw the line in the sand and you're like, enough is enough. And I'm embarrassed by this and I'm not living like this anymore. And sometimes it can totally surprise you, which is my goal for this series, is that you wake up halfway through this and you're like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. We're changing our lives. So, and that's where we rewrite your blueprint. Like, that's why it's called the blueprint. So what are 3 things? Share them publicly, because that will help, because you're going to make a public promise. That's why I love this platform and doing this live or in the comments down below once the video's been up. But you making a public promise and making friends with other people on here and them seeing that goal that you set, how cool is it that in 30 days from now you can be like, hey, Cassidy, I made this happen. Remember how I said in the chat to you that I was going to do this? Or what if Cassidy is telling Rachel, like, remember when you cheered me on and now like Rachel's seeing her do it? Like, goosies. Oh, I love it. So what is 3 things that you are self-conscious of that if we were to reword this, that you could potentially over the next 31 days no longer tolerate in your life and shift? What, like, how cool would that be? Like, can we flip it to a positive real quick? Because we went there, we got like, it hurts, it stings, and you're embarrassed by it and you're self-conscious about it. But how cool would it be that if you made a shift and that was no longer something you were self-conscious of? Like, how free would you feel? Right? Like, how confident, how unstoppable, like what else would be possible if you rid yourself of that BS that you're like, I'm so self-conscious about this, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And you draw a line in the sand and you're like, I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore. Like, that's not who I am. That's not my identity. We're moving forward. What if? So I hope that today hit home for you. Scale out of 1 to 10. If you missed it, scale out of 1 to 10 on your current situation. 3 things that you are the most proud of. 3 things that you are the most self-conscious of. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I want to make sure that I went through all of my notes. We did. Tomorrow we're going to day 7, 1 week in. And we're going to talk about some good stuff. It's not, I'm looking, yeah. You're going to feel the feels. You're going to feel the feels and you're going to be like ready to run a marathon. Cool? I love you guys and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, dudes.